times in Kansas City. How confident are you going in there this week against that defense?
Well, they're playing at a very high level. It's a defensive coordinator that knows me pretty well. They've been switching it up just a little bit this year and doing some different things, but I think they're playing at an extremely high level. They're one of the better defensive groups in the league. Anytime you have a quarterback on the other side of the ball like that too, makes it all that much harder to beat a team like this. But putting our heads down, going to work, coming off a bye, all we're trying to do is prepare and try to put our best football on the field on Sunday.
Good relationship with Mahomes off the field. How would you describe that? Your relationship with him?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. Everybody knows we golf a little bit together, and he still owes me something for that Wyoming Texas Tech game. So we'll figure that out soon. But he's one of the best quarterbacks at the position. Really to ever play the game, already at such a young age for him, and he's already accomplished so much in his career, and can't help but respect a guy like that, and he's an even better person off the field.
I know you're not, facing him, obviously. You're on the sideline and probably worrying about their defense when he's out doing his thing, but is there something inside of you, Josh, that, intrinsically you kind of get motivated when you know that he's the guy on the other side leading their offense for games like this? Is there something inside of you that just sparks something in you?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's just because we're playing him or them. You should have that feeling every time you step on the field that, you're going out to prove yourself every time you step on that field, and every time you're in between those white lines that you've got something to prove. So that's no different this week.
How'd you use the bye week to reset, or what you do during it, and then how do you feel both mentally and physically coming out of that bye week?
Yeah, use it as a little bit of a reset, letting the body heal up a little bit. Obviously, there's been some bumps and bruises along the way. So physically, I think, really both physically and mentally, I think it was the best time for this team and myself. Guys are anxious, not anxious, but we're eager to get back to work. We're excited to be back here. We understand what's in front of us and what situation we're in, but we got a lot of guys in this locker room that are very excited to be back and have a very, very good feel in this locker room right now for what we need to do.
How do you approach that, knowing what's ahead of you and getting to that point of trying to make the playoffs in the situation?
Yeah, I mean, you take it one game at a time, but you rely on the leaders on this team. You rely on Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer. You rely on Mitch Morse and Stephon Diggs and guys that have been in these situations before. And, it's nothing that's super new to us. Obviously, we don't want to be in situations like this all the time, but we feel like we've been in this situation before, and that's produced a lot of our best football. So, we still got a lot of games left, a lot of time left, but it starts on Sunday.
This team right now, knowing what's ahead, what's at stake, where do you feel like you guys are, especially after having a little bit of time to reset?
Yeah, I think obviously we got a lot of trust in this locker room, a lot of confidence in each other, and that's what it's going to take going forward. We're going to have to believe it to do it, and this is a team that I feel like believes it. So now we got to go out there and execute, put the product on the field, and like I said, take it one game at a time, because can't win them all this week. We can only win one this week, and that's going to be our focus going from here on out. It's essentially playoff time for us. We understand that, so we got to play our best ball. Yeah, obviously we don't know all the details, and it being a legal dispute, there's not much say that we have in it or anything in that case. All we can do is support our teammate and be there for him as much as we can.
Excited to play in front of Taylor Swift if she shows up.
That crowd in Kansas City is always fun to play in front of. So, they get rowdy there. It's an extremely loud situation. So excited to play in front of those fans. I think obviously we've been able to have a few good games there and a few not so good games, but those fans are as excited and as loud as they come.
Today, what was it like seeing him back out there, and what would it mean to get him back in the offense?
It means a lot. I mean, a lot of trust in him. The challenges that he presents for defense. He's been extremely extremely viable, not just in the pass game, but in the run game as well. And defenses have to take in account for that. So if, you know, whether we're in 11 or 12 and whether he's going a lot or a little bit, that's yet to be seen and yet to be known. So we're just going to play it by ear, and the more that we can get him involved in this offense, the better we'll be.
With all the good football you guys have played this year, is it hard for you to believe you're 6-6? Like when you stop and think about the fact you're at this point of 6-6, what goes through your mind?
Well, no, I wouldn't say it's hard to believe, and you know, it's hard to win this league. That's one thing I do know, and you know, I haven't played that long in this league, but I feel like I have a good grasp of it's hard to consistently win this league, and if you're not on your A game any given week, you can be beat or you can win. So, you know, we gotta take it one game at a time and just continue to keep pushing, keep fighting for each other, and you know, that's what we're gonna do.
Chiefs have a lot of the same personnel on defense, but their production's been a lot better this year. I mean, they're really good defensively. What have you seen? How have you seen them improve this season?
Well, I think their D-line is playing at a very high level. I think their cornerbacks have been playing very well. You know, they're a physical group. They like to get up and jam and press. You know, they got some long speed there too. But anytime you got a D-line that can go disrupt a quarterback, it makes it a lot easier for the back end. So, you know, they're bringing pressures from different areas on the field. They'll bring a little bit of zero, basically around the logo, and you know, got to have it situations. So we got to be prepared. You know, we got to be prepared for whatever they can bring. But you know, a good pressure package, and make sure that I'm IDing things correctly, and making sure if I don't, finding my answers as quickly as possible.
You face a defense that, as you're saying, likes to bring pressure and do that type of stuff. You know, obviously that will lead to a chance of making some big plays. Do you look forward to those opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, that's how you have to look at it. It is an opportunity. You know, if they're bringing one or two, that means they're taking them from where your receivers are going to be. So that allows you to have some opportunities, whether it's downfield or some short catch and run situations. So, you know, that's where I got to be good at and make sure that I find my answers and hit our guys where they can catch and run.
Right word, but when you say your backs are against the wall, does it feel like this team might thrive in that role? I know in years past maybe that has been the case, but does it feel like this might be something that brings you together and gets the most out of you?
I can think. I mean, I think so. I think that the guys that we had in this locker room, obviously, we're here for a reason. We've been brought here for a reason. You know, Bean and Sean saw something in each and every one of us that has brought us here. You know, and I'm not saying it's like Wyoming where a lot of guys didn't have a whole lot of options to go to, but it's a similar type of vibe here where, you know, we don't always get the free agents in free agency here in Buffalo, and the weather's not fantastic. We understand that. It's not all this, you know, whatever it is. So yeah, we can embody that type of mentality, and I think that's something we've done in the past, and you know, maybe that's what we need. Big guys.